Yo, what is going on, my dudes? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. It is Coach Ken, and I have a super awesome video for you guys today. If you do any kind of sales, whether you're an online fitness coach, business coach, branding coach, or you are just in any kind of sales, have a sales background, maybe you do in-person stuff, this video is going to be super good for you, so stick around. I'm gonna be talking to you guys a little bit about something that changed my life and my perspective on not just selling for business, but also whether you're with your partner and you need to sell them between Chipotle or Chick-fil-A or whatever it might be. Every single day you have the power of persuasion, you have the power to sell to somebody, whether it's something about yourself, something you're doing, or actually making a sale within your business. I want to chat with you guys a little bit about emotional anchoring, something that I learned through NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, a certification that I got a little bit ago that has helped me improve sales so much with my team, as well as even in the leadership position, what I've been able to do with our sales team as well. Stick around if you guys want to learn a little bit more about how to increase your sales, how to up your sales games, and how to feel a lot better on the call, not just because you are selling to someone else and making them feel really good, also they're starting to really understand what you're about and why your program is important. All right, so a little bit of a backstory. Back in March, I did NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, and basically it is just like it sounds. So you're basically training your brain and programming your unconscious mind through the language that you are using. When I did NLP, a lot of what resonated with me was how I could actually apply this to my life and how I could apply it to my business. We are all entitled to our own reality, to our own belief system. And that is something that when I learned that, I was like, okay, cool, we're all entitled to our own, but can we shift people's perspective based off of the language that we use and the questions that we ask them? So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about emotional anchoring. And this is something that has helped me tremendously with sales, and not even just with sales, but how I also support my clients. With emotional anchoring, basically what we're doing is we are anchoring in an emotion to somebody, whether it's on a sales call or whether it's with a client, so that by the time that the end solution is coming to a close, by the time that you're trying to offer them the program, you're trying to bring up the price or trying to solve a problem with them, they already in their brain are unconsciously primed to be able to say yes. So what I mean by this is through NLP and through the language that you're using, start to segue in with very positive things in the beginning of your sales call. So let's go ahead and let's talk about this as if we're going to sell to a client. I'm going to use fitness coaching as an example because I'm a fitness business coach. I coach a lot of fitness entrepreneurs. In the beginning of the call, when you're starting off and when you're posturing people, the best thing that you can do is to get them to unconsciously continue with the yeses. So you're doing it on a conscious level, meaning that they're saying yes to you continuously throughout the entirety of the sales call. So when you open up, tell them, hey, we're super excited to work with you. We're gonna see if you're a good fit for our program. You're already kind of keying in and showing them, hey, we wanna work with you, or hey, you're gonna be a part of our program. By the end of that call, they're already gonna feel extremely included in the program. Now, as you're going through the sales call, what you wanna do is you wanna focus on the positive. Our brain doesn't wanna process the negative. If I ask you, don't see a blue tree in your mind, you have to see a blue tree in order to not see it. What we wanna do is we wanna stick to the positives. You want to create curiosity throughout the sales call, and you want to create positive outcomes. And so here are some of the ways that you can do that. Number one is when you're asking them for their goal, ask them to create a vision around it. So if you say, hey, what is your goal? And they say, I really want to lose body fat. Let's talk a little bit about what your vision is with that. Can you tell me what exactly does that look like? Like, how do you feel when you wake up in the morning and you look in the mirror? They're going to start speaking and saying it out loud. I'm going to feel super confident. I'm going to get the promotion at work. My partner's going to love the way that I look. I'm going to feel sexy as heck, whatever it might be. They're starting to paint that vision and create that positive image in their brain, and you can pull back to that when you're going for the close at the end of the call. So that's the first thing that you can do. Now, when they say the challenges, right, because when we're doing a sales call, we always want to go from the icebreaker to asking what their goals are to getting the challenge. When you are asking for their challenges, we can then iterate what the positivity is and the opposite and the solution for it. So if they say, oh, my biggest challenge is that I have, I'm not good with my nutrition, or I don't have accountability, we can start anchoring in positive emotions. What would it feel like for you to have accountability? What would it feel like for you if you dialed in your nutrition? You see what I'm doing there? So rather than saying what's your biggest struggle? And they say, oh, it's nutrition. You say, oh yeah, nutrition is so hard. We don't want to give them that negative. We want to have them think about the positive. Create curiosity with the questions that you're asking instead of saying oh, that sucks. nutrition's super hard, right? Maybe we don't say it just like that, but you don't want to say that. What we want to do is we want to focus on creating curiosity to have them paint the positive. So you get their goal, have them create the image, you get their challenge, and then have them give the positive outcome of what it would be to beat that challenge. Now they have this awesome image in their brain. They are mentally anchoring in those images and that positivity. With that positivity, now you can go into the close. I always recommend, of course, if you're an online service provider and you're selling in, what you're going to want to do is, of course, talk a little bit about the product. I recommend that when you talk about your services or product or the program itself, just tie into whatever their main pain points are, okay? If they told you it's nutrition, awesome. Something that's really cool is we have weekly check-ins, which give you accountability for that. How would that make you feel? Positive, right? Positive, positive. The more that you can ask those questions to get the positive out of them, the better. Hone in on what they need from the goals and challenges when you present the program. The program presentation should be all but maybe 2-3 minutes max. Do not spend time badgering them with what's inside of your program. I promise you they don't care about the features, they care more about the outcome and the image. So from there, once you get the goal, the challenge, and you go over the program and how it ties into that positive image they've created, this is where you're gonna ask them for the payment. When you ask for the payment, you just make it super smooth, super easy. You've already emotionally anchored in different feelings, different positivity, and their image. Their image and vision that they've created with you is already so important to them because they've painted it, they can feel it. They're in that end result. They're in that emotion right now. When they're in that emotion right now, that's when you want to go in for the close. And you say, okay, cool. I know you have this vision. I know these are your goals. We talked about how we can help you get there and how incredible you're going to feel. Let's go ahead and get you kickstarted. That's the best thing you can say is let's get you kickstarted. We're not asking them for payment. We're asking to get them kickstarted. Let's go ahead and get you kickstarted. Tuition's easily going to be right? And then you just badger off your prices. So paid in full option, boom. Is that possible for you? If they say no, cool. Present the payment plan option. And if you need to handle the objection, we can refer back to those emotional anchors that we already anchored in. Just to recap for you guys, I hope this was super helpful. If you are looking to improve your sales, I highly recommend that you work on building rapport with people and looking at body language, looking at the way that they speak, the way that they talk. Use the icebreakers in the beginning to anchor in emotions that are very, very positive. Get their goals and have them create an image, create a vision, get their challenges, ask them questions that create curiosity that then allow them to think in the positive. So some of those questions might be, oh, this is your challenge. How would it feel if it felt better? How would it feel if we got you results? How would you feel if this? That's gonna give them the positive. From there, you're gonna talk a little bit about the program and whatever features you have in your program that help them with the goal they have, only highlight those goals or only highlight those parts of the program, then ask them how they would feel if they had those solutions. From there, you usually have already anchored in everything that they need to be able to close, and then you close them by asking for the payment plan and always take payment over the phone. So I hope you guys found this super helpful. I personally love NLP. I love emotional anchoring. I will put the website that I did my NLP certification from down below. They don't necessarily teach emotional anchoring, they teach anchoring, but I love looking at different things that you can do to anchor in different emotions. You can easily use this with your coaching clients as well. If they're really struggling when you're on calls with them, you can anchor in emotions and help them create a vision, which is super cool. Love you guys. I hope that you found this super helpful, and I'll catch you in the next video.